and you're listening to Blue Shirt Underground Show, the #1 Rangers podcast. Make sure you tune in and find out all the latest news. Let's go Rangers.
Blue Shirt Underground, motherfucker!
Can't be as a Ranger fan. Can't be as a Ranger fan.
This is an unlawful gathering. This is an unlawful gathering. The truth is out there. The truth is out there.
This is the underground. This is new media. This is the underground. This is new media.
Ranger fans, report to the critical thinking hangar. Ranger fans, report to the critical thinking hangar.
And now here is the starting lineup for the New York Rangers. And now here is the starting lineup for the New York Rangers.
This is New York Rangers hockey. 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 This is New York.
To the Blue Shirt Underground Show. Today is Tuesday. It is March the 7th, 2023. My name is Jim. As always, I'm joined on the other side of the window by Sir Eddie Geik. Good evening, Eddie. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. I'm living in the present. I'm present and accounted for, sir.
Glad to hear it. Welcome, everybody.
How
If
about
you are
you,
watching
Jim?
on if you are watching on YouTube, I just want to say I'm going to say this. I'm going to try and remember to say this several times during programs from now on. If you are watching us on YouTube, like the show and click the bell to subscribe. We are trying to boost our overall exposure without taking our clothes off. So
Well,
make
I
sure
don't
you
think I'm
like the
exposed.
show, click the bell, subscribe, and this way we will show up. We're trying to increase our exposure. That's why we have the name change here, not the show name, but just the title, New York Rangers Talk. So when people are searching for New York, I have to figure out why Strokey and the Redhead are getting 5,000 people to watch them talk about nothing.
It's all for Goozy. It's some probably algorithm or something they're using.
It's bots.
Or there's just a lot of lonely people there that want to have a friend to watch the game with and have names mispronounced, and I don't know, and have some woman say their name. Hi, Leon. Or something like that. I don't know.
Well, we've done roll call. We could certainly bring the roll call back.
Yeah, I guess we can.
Chris
Chef Ra is mourning the loss of Gary Rosington from the Rosington Collins band. I believe he was in Lynyrd Skynyrd as well.
The last living original member, correct?
Yes.
71 years old.
Was not my cup of tea musically, but a musical loss nonetheless. I liked Lynyrd Skynyrd, don't get me wrong. I wasn't into the whole Rosington Collins band thing.
Gotcha.
But
let me see here real quick. I'm checking. I want to see if we're actually broadcast. There we are. Oh, we're not on. Where are we? Oh, I know why we're not on Twitch tonight. We're not on Twitch tonight.
You've been preempted?
But now, you know what? Twitch is a fucking pain in the ass. I have to keep resetting the password with them. And every time you reset the password, it unlinks the show. So I got to relink it. And I just didn't have time to do that. So I'm sorry to the one person that watches on Twitch, Costa. You'll just have to find us on one of the other 5 places that we're currently on.
We're on all platforms, and you know what? Jim wants you to like us and subscribe, and I guess I got to go along with that. I mean, I would do this show if it had 2 viewers. And we've done that in the beginning, and we know we're the best. We want
Absolutely.
everybody to find us, though. So,
But we still want.
are we going to win Thursday?
More.
Is this a must-win? What? Go ahead.
We want more.
Yeah. No.
I know sometimes less is more, but if less is more, think of how much more is. I love that. That's from
Yes.
Frasier. If less is more, think of how much more is.
That's true.
We are 4 days away from the viewing party.
Very.
Saturday, McHale's. You're going to hear a lot about that tonight. We're going to have a big crowd. Undeterred. The weather does not look perfect, but what are you going to do? It's a winter sport. We got to take our chances. We'll be inside. Bring an umbrella.
Yeah. Come on. We're hockey
We're going to win.
fan.
We're going to win. We're going to drink. We're going to eat. We're going to mange. We're going to mingle. We're going to dance. We're going to chant. It's going to be a great time at McHale's. Saturday
Yeah.
afternoon. Rangers taking on Buffalo. The losing ends now, Eddie. I'm calling it.
Oh.
We're done. Done losing for a while.
Does it really
What's up,
matter?
Rock?
Hey, Rock. What does it matter? I mean, the Rangers are stuck where they are. I mean, they're going to probably be the
You're in
third.
the front seat or the back seat, Costa? He's in a security car. In the
Okay.
front or the back?
I thought he was doing something else.
Working with the blind.
Yeah, he was like, he was working like some kind of assistant at a school or something with children.
Principal?
Principal Gus.
No, he's got a security gig.
No, he was working with kids. Like,
Wow.
what was he doing? Lunch duty.
Oh, lunch duty. Okay. But I thought he only worked Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So he
I
must be
don't know. I don't know what this
Picking
guy
up extra
taking
shifts.
jobs every 5. Okay.
picking up extra shifts. We like it.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. See, Matt Morello follows Gus.
Costa, motherfucker.
Costa, motherfucker.
Well,
Anyway.
we're glad you joined us, Costa. Anyway, we're done losing. It's enough. Tomorrow night or Thursday
Wow.
night, everything. We're gonna start. We're gonna pick it up. We're gonna get back off the schneid,
Well,
and things will be better.
aren't the
We'll have-
Rangers
we'll
just
have a-
basically locked into their playoff position?
We'll have our full complement of players. We'll have
Fine.
defensemen back. Defensemen.
These
Johnny
fans.
Brodzinski.
Oh, who I saw play when I was at Hartford Sunday.
Oh, see that?
Yeah, I had a chance to meet him and I passed it up.
Oh, Joe. He's such a
Joe,
good man,
yeah.
Joe.
They were all, about 3/4 of the team was made available to the public after the game.
Really?
Yeah. And
That's
I
pretty
chose
cool.
not to meet him.
That's pretty cool. The Rangers
Yeah.
must not know about that.
No, the Wolfpack actually made this available. They would sign things. You could. I talked to several of the players. It wasn't a long conversation, but I talked
Did
to
you
the guys.
talk to Bobby Trevino, the Italian Pinto?
The Italian Pinto, first of all, is real small. Was
Yes.
not made available to the public. One
How
of the
dare
guys.
he.
I felt bad. I wrote something about on one of our threads that I was like, sorry, Jim, I wanted to get Mr. Trevino and tell him the Italian Pinto
The Italian Pinto, baby.
was not made available. I'll let you guys guess who I did talk to. If you didn't read, who would I want to talk to?
Tanner Fritz.
Yes, and Sam Rocker's that Charlotte game was a joke. The Rangers were up, and then Spicy Pork became a total sieve, and it was bad ending. Bad.
Would have been nice to be at the game where they beat the Islanders 9-0.
I know that's the one I wanted to be at, but this was Mascot Day. This was Sonar's birthday. My wife loves the mascots. So I go there, and so who do you think I would? No, they did not sign my cleavage. Although
Matt Rempe. Did you talk to Matt Rempe?
Yes, I did talk to Matt Rempe, but I really didn't care what Matt Rempe said. He's a tall dude. That's all I could say about Matt Rempe.
He's a massive human being.
None of them are massive, like in the sense of like the old days.
Like
Plus,
Barry Beck massive.
Yeah, but they're still young, so they're, like they're not filled into their bodies. So
They haven't grown into their bodies.
Yes. Yes.
Did you talk to Libor Hayek?
Felt bad. I didn't, because I feel bad for Libor. I felt guilty for not meeting with Libor. I want to say thanks for your service. Like, the Rangers overvalued you, but that's not your fault. You've hung in there. And, I know some Ranger fans don't like him. I felt like he just was, he was mediocre, but he wasn't like an albatross. It wasn't like, oh my God, Libor Hayek's out there, he stinks. He was just like, yeah, we could do better. So I felt bad I didn't see Libor. Yeah, that's right. I saw number 6, Zach Jones. And it's funny that you put him as number 6, because that's what I said to him. I said, Zach, the number 6 has not been historically good for the New York Rangers.
Right.
And you know what he said to me? I'm going to change that. That's what he said.
All right. All right. Well.
So then I gave him a Burger King's kids coupon and sent him on his way, because that guy is not very tall in person. And I could see why a lot of Ranger fans are down him. So I saw Zach Jones, got his autograph. Let me just tell you about my wife just a bit. I may have mentioned this on the show. No matter what Ranger she's ever met, she's always asked them to put to Christina, love always, whatever the player's name is. And I find this kind of odd. But I know it's a harmless thing. But sometimes the players are very, like Steve Vickers was very wary of this. Like his wife was going to be seeing it. Like my wife was setting him up for some kind of
paternity suit
scheme. What?
For a paternity suit?
Yeah, for a paternity. Look, love always. I got it. He's the father. I didn't go past Grouchev's old locker. Anyway, so I that's what I told Zach Jones, and he was very adamant that was going to change. I mean, he was, as I was leaving, he was saying it again, and I said, "I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you." I was animated.
Good.
Costa guest. No, I would not. Jake Lecision. Why? Again, this guy, I can't have a conversation with a guy unless I'm actually honest, and I couldn't be honest. As a matter of fact, I met Adam Rader at the game.
I saw that.
Yeah. And Adam has done what I want to do in 3 years, is exit the building. He has successfully done it. He doesn't follow the Rangers anymore. He knew nothing about what was going on. He goes, "Is that Curtis's son?" I go, "He sure is. Jake Lecision." And so, did he sign my picture of Sonar? Zach Jones? No, Sonar signed my Sonar doll.
Nice.
Well, it's not mine. Well, I guess me and my wife kind of co-parent Sonar doll. But
you know how much that thing's gonna be worth now?
Yeah, nothing. Let me ask, Chris, did you get Duguay to write Love Always? Oh, but he was at the viewing party. You didn't get anything? She says maybe. All right. So, and this is every player like Matt Rempe, Love Always, every guy in the roster. There was 2 per table. They were all around the concourse. So you could,
okay.
Yeah. I'm like,
so they're very accessible.
Very accessible. And
That's
most
cool.
people left. They didn't want to meet the team after that performance because they blew the lead and everybody was disheartened. And of course, there's always like these adults that got to have memorabilia signed. This guy came with like 75 cards of Zach Jones and had to have him sign them all. You know, what? He's not doing this for his own collection. He's doing this to sell it if it's worth anything.
Right.
Like, come on. Just say hi, thanks you, good luck. There's always like people got to take advantage.
Right. I saw that. I went to the Syracuse Mets were here in town playing the Lehigh Valley minor league team. And the Mets are coming out of the tunnel and there's guys leaning over at them with binders, entire binders full of cards trying to get them to sign everything. I'm like, what a fucking asshole. I mean, you're an asshole. Can I make money off you is what you're saying when you hand them a binder and a marker. Can I sell your name for profit? Do you mind?
Yeah.
You're an asshole.
Yeah, Christina is a little upset about the Zach Jones because he refused or didn't or forgot to write love. And I think also spelled her name wrong. I don't know. So there's a personal vendetta against Zach Jones, apparently.
That's it. He's out.
He's out. Bad in following direction.
Get out of here, you bum.
So we had that. Somebody mentioned, did I meet Will Cooley? Yes, I did. That was the guy I wanted to meet. He's the future. Wanted to meet him, see what kind of bloke he was. He's a tall guy. He's a lanky guy. I thought he'd be a little bit more beefier, but I told Will Cooley that Zach Jones just told me he wanted to fight you. And Will was more shocked and probably just thought I was a weirdo. He really didn't. He didn't go with it. He didn't have a sense of humor about it. I figured, kind of, playing a little loosey-goosey with him and see if it. And so there is no Will Cooley. Seemed to be a nice kid enough. Nice enough. Okay, so there's a couple more. I mean, who would you think, Jim? I want to go see the prospects. I don't want to see the guys we malign on a weekly basis here. These retreads.
Tim Gettingers?
Yeah, like he was at no way.
Did we mention Dylan Garan? Did you meet him?
I wasn't impressed. I watched the game.
The heir apparent?
The heir apparent has got a long way to go. He came in relief of spicy pork there in the Hartford game. And it was, he didn't impress me all that much. But what could he do? I mean, it was limited viewing.
Did you chant retread repeatedly during the game? Retread.
Speaking of retreads, Adam Clendenning, didn't we have him one time before?
I think so.
Yeah.
Didn't we?
I think so. I mean, he's back. You guys are going to have to let go of the Evgeny Kravchev. I mean, seriously, it's been over a decade, okay? All right?
Yeah,
you know what?
It's all right when we bring it up once in a while, but every week we got to have an Evgeny
Kravchev I was wrong about.
We got to have a reunion. Yeah, Clendenning was here in 2016-17.
Well, he's back.
He's back with the pack. Nice.
Like, I had no interest in Adam Clendenning. So anyway, I might as well just tell you. This is the guy that Ranger fans want rather than Zach Jones on the back line. They want him to be the number 6 badly.
Big Matt Robertson,
who crushed the guy, had the hit of the game. I actually don't know if you can pull that up. You could look at for the hit of the game for Sunday, and maybe on some website, the AHL website. Got to talk to young Matt Robertson. That's right, Frankie Gallo. You got it. And the news, just the vibe from talking to him, and, you know, no jokes. This is straight talk here. I think this kid is very upset about the way he's being treated. I think he thinks he's ready for the NHL, and it's not happening. And he's too far on the depth chart. And now you're probably saying, Ed, how do you get all that from, you know, love always, Christina? Well, the thing is, I said, you know, I go, Matt, I go, we're rooting for you, man. You're one of our top prospects. He goes, well, maybe I'll get there one day. You know, he was very, and I feel like the guy has gone out and the last, what is this? Well, who's this? Is this
Matt Robertson with the big hit?
Yes.
That's Matt Robertson here, Bassmaster Elite Series Pro. And man, we're here checking out.
What the hell is this?
I don't think that's him. It's Matt Robertson, bass fisherman. Nothing comes up.
That guy is.
Very little comes up for him on YouTube with the Wolfpack.
He seemed very frustrated in the process of getting to the Rangers' big team. Maybe he was looking to get have a move made where he was involved going to another team. Just at the fact, I saw the frustration level on the guy's face.
Well,
again,
what exactly did he say? You have some.
He said, you know, maybe one day I'll get there, you know, or like it was very deflated kind of face.
I can't believe I'm behind Mikko Mikkola on the depth chart.
I really thought that you know, that's what I was thinking after I had spoken to him. That
Ben fucking Harper, really?
Yeah, that they're going out and getting all these guys, and he can't make the team. And I feel like he comes to camp every year. I think he's a very determined guy, you know, and it just ain't happening.
He'll be on the team next year. Guaranteed.
Right.
Tell him I
another
said
prediction.
So. I'll tell him. April 1st, the Wolfpack here in town. I'm going to go to the.
You're going to go there and give Matt a pat on the back and tell him to stay. We like him.
Right. Hang in there, Matt. Your time is coming.
Yes.
It's only 24 years to our next Stanley Cup. You'll be a part of it as assistant coach.
So I talked to him, and that was basically it. I was only interested in guys that probably could make an impact down the line.
You didn't talk to 38-year-old Tanner Fritz?
The Fritz man was there.
The Fritzer.
The Fritzer did not talk to him. And I don't know if Christina sent you the link, but the new guy they got, Captain Blyde there.
Anton Bleed,
yes. They made him available. What is any Wolfpack fan going to say to him? You know, that was one of the greatest.
Can I have a stick?
Yeah.
That's what they'll say to him. Can I have a stick?
Yeah. Can I have a stick?
Do you have an extra puck? Do you mind signing this binder full of cards? I hate people. I really do. I hate people.
It was, it was, but I'm glad they made them accessible to the fans. I mean, of course, there were these memorabilia, these stooges that you see. Again, like I don't like it much either. I don't mind if you have one card. The guy had 7 cards of the same brand. It wasn't even 7 different cards. It's like, here, I want to make this $1 card worth $3 by having you sign it. And they obliged. Zach Jones didn't even like wink. Like, he didn't give him a hard time or nothing. Carl Henriksen, I wish I would have gone up to in retrospect, but he's another guy. He never makes the freaking team.
Well, you know, when you and I do appearances at the mall and ShopRite and things like that, and people come up to us with a binder full of cards, I'm like, fuck you. Get out of here. Signing that bullshit for you.
We have trading cards with memorabilia, like pieces of my
Fruit stripe
shirt.
gum. Fruit stripe gum. Chiclets. Double bubble.
Yeah, they don't want. It's true. It's bad. They might as well sign the cards. Z-Man's talking about it. They don't want to look like an asshole.
That's true, because it's the player that'll look like the asshole, not the asshole human being.
Right.
Oh, he wouldn't sign my card. I'm gonna go on Twitter. Fucking team wouldn't sign my card. Wouldn't give me a stick. Wouldn't give me a puck. Fuck! It was my birthday. My first Hartford Wolfpack game. Wouldn't give me a stick. I asked him for his hockey pants. He wouldn't give them to me. Fucking asshole. Makes $38,000 a year. You can't give me something for free? I was going to cancel my trip. Go to the party and bring my binder of PSU cards. For you, I'd sign at least 2 of them. I'd even write Love Always. I'll write Love Always.
All right, Love Always. Speaking of Sean McCaff, Sean McCaff is now a celebrity on the Twitter.
He is.
Not since the great Jim
Schmiedeberg, PK Subban.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, not since the Jim Schmiedeberg, Michael Strahan Twitter exchange has anything.
God. Fucking phony.
Bless you.
What a fucking phony.
Who, Michael Strahan?
Michael Strahan.
Well, yep. Exactly. Couldn't take
Fucking
it. And
phony.
apparently PK is thin-skinned as well. So do you want to recap what happened with our great friend Sean McCaff?
Let me, if I could find Chris said ESPN has that Bleed, whatever the hell, at 100. He's 120 pounds.
Yes, that's what they have him listed as. The Thin Man.
Well, everybody remembers that last week we showed the video of Subban waving off Messier because Messier called the hit on Lindgren dirty, and PK didn't agree with him, waved him off. They had words, blah blah blah, and then on the Saturday program, on the pregame show, they were standing very far apart, and Sean made notice of it. And let me just, there we go. And he posted it on Twitter with a picture and said Messier has to be separated from ESPN's resident idiot.
Oh my God. Wonderful.
And then PK went back at him and said, "Who's winning?" or so, "Who's winning the game?" Like
kind of look at the
I don't
scoreboard.
understand why that's supposed to matter to a guy that's supposed to be why am I forgetting the word? Independent journalist or whatever, broadcaster, an unbiased broadcaster.
Well, apparently, I guess he saw the blue collar, blue shirts.
But he's a dick. He always will be.
Of course he hates New York. Of course he hates the Rangers. He was a loser his entire career. Wherever he went, the team sucked. He was terrible, overrated. As a matter of fact, he was so overrated. The Canadians overrated him first that they forgot all about Ryan McDonough. And I take 100 Ryan McDonoughs over a PK Subban anytime. Guess who's got 2 Stanley Cup rings?
Guess
Ryan
who's still
McDonough.
playing?
What?
Guess who's still playing? Ryan McDonough.
Guess who's still playing? So sorry. I'm glad Sean got you. He got you good. And he wasn't even really targeting him. He was just, he's being flippant. He's making an observation. All of a sudden, he can't take
He did call him an idiot, but that's okay. The truth
Oh, yeah, I
hurts.
forgot about that part.
Called him an idiot. Resident idiot. I like that.
Resident idiot. Okay, well, that, he may have got an instigator penalty on that. But other than that, Sean, although he's a professional, I mean, he doesn't have to be professional. It's Twitter. And here's a guy who was signed by ESPN, and he can't take it. He's learning. This guy, trying to learn the trade. He's got to. You got to have a thick skin if you want to work in the media.
Right.
And he wants to, he wants to drop the gloves and forget about it. You think we're ever going to forget about that?
No.
They don't forget about Grachev here. We'll be talking about this for 10 years. So
they don't forget nothing here.
Oh, no, forget it. So that was my experience in Hartford. I did a little, I tried watching some of the game. As a matter of fact, I thought Brodzinski was one of the better Wolfpack that night. He has some speed at that level. Nothing really of interest. That guy, it's going to be hard. I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. Puljärvi?
Oh, yeah. Pajanemi?
Pajanemi. He looked good 2 camps ago. And he shoots. And he actually got a goal. And he's got like 14 or something for the, again, I guess he's more of a skill guy, so they're not looking for that at this point. But he looks decent.
Brodzinski's the captain in Hartford, right?
Yes, he is indeed the captain. Captain, oh my captain, my captain. So yeah, he was there. Okay. So they brought Johnny B. Johnny B. Good is back up now. I guess now. No, I did not meet Chuck Knogblock. I don't know. Ranger fans are extremely giddy about this guy because he came up and filled in for Gallant or David Quinn or one of those guys.
David Quinn.
Yeah, like 3 years ago. All right, so now let me get into the whole thing. Now let me get animated.
During the COVID.
During the COVID, yes.
Right.
COVID. The China flu. What they call, yeah. So, Jim, I battle every day just saying, I think Islander fans are the stupidest fucking people on the earth.
Oh.
And for the most part, I think they are delusional. They are idiots. I've referred to the infirmed as so many times I can't even remember.
Right.
They belong in mental hospitals. Not that there's any wrong with the mental illness, but the
pH balance is definitely off in that gene pool,
I
for
feel
sure.
like they're slobs. Thank you, Frankie.
Slobs.
I like that. That's what they are. So,
right. Convicts.
The convicts. They're petty thieves. They're
molesters.
I don't know about that. But
was it Goldie? Was it Goldie?
Right? Goldilocks was a molester, patting people on the ass. With Ziggy Palfy obsession. I mean, whatever. Well, I'm telling you, I think they're basically troglodytes of hockey fans. I mean, even Devil fans are above them, and that's hard. I mean, below them, which is it's hard to be.
Right.
So But what I'm seeing coming out of this Ranger fandom since the Kane acquisition has me so disgusted, Jim. It's got me down in the dumps. What I'm reading and what I'm hearing, it sounds like a bunch of spoiled Monday morning quarterbacking. I can't think of any entitled to wins every game kind of vibe that
Babies. They just sound like babies.
Okay, see, I went with 100 words to describe. He said they sound like fucking babies.
Babies, children.
Do we have a crying sound effect? Because I can tell you, that's what we should be. I mean, there they are.
There they are.
Go on. Oh, no grit. Too many 300-foot passes. 300-foot passes. It passing across Panarin and Kane. It's never going to work. Oh, we should have got more grit. We didn't need offense. Whoa. That's what it sounds like to me. Jim, you summed it up perfectly. Babies.
They're babies. Babies.
No, I'm not saying necessarily the people who have liked and subscribed to this show are those babies.
No, I think this show is mostly a cut above. The show, our group, our following, we're a cut above when it comes to, being a Ranger fan. Most of us have been through several wars with this team and been around for a long time. But there's a lot of babies out there.
It was 2 fucking games. I mean, 2 games. And the jury is in. They've convicted Chris Drury. First of all, what the fuck are you complaining about? Chris Drury listen, me and Jim, we never liked Chris Drury. I never liked him as a Ranger, but he has been absolutely perfect, except for the Buchnevich thing, but whatever. Perfect. He brings in Gerard Gallant, Festus Equitswaro, Don Rickles. What? 50 wins. What are you going to complain about? Right off the bat.
I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. I'm not a fan of him. That's all.
Not a fan of Gallant?
I'm not a fan of Gallant. I wasn't on board.
I'm a fan of the W's.
Okay. Well, that's as am I. As am I.
I
still don't see a great hockey mind at work. I think that's my problem. I look at other teams and I see it. I look at a team like Boston. Boston looks like a well-coached team, a smart team.
Well, there.
I think our team at times looks dumb, discombobulated, dumb at times. Yes, they win. Yes.
That's all I care about, Jim. I don't care if
they do win, but I
don't know. I don't care if it's his cologne that gets him the win. He smells good. The Rangers get inspired and they win. This year, another good season. Do I think there's a brilliant Scotty Bowman mind behind? No.
No,
that's not happening.
No.
But Drury last year adds guys. Wonderful trade deadline, guys. And
I think some of the things he does, some of the buttons he pushes work. I think, when it comes to strategy, I don't think there is one. I don't think there is one.
I can't disagree with you. I mean, the timeout the other night. What was that? What game was that?
I just think it's just go out there and score as many goals as you can. Then pray to the goaltender stops one less than you score.
Well, I mean, don't you think he? Let me play devil's advocate here. Don't you think he kind of promotes playing hockey the right way? That he wants everybody to finish their checks.
Do they?
I know he's not reinventing the wheel with that. You know?
Do they?
Lately they haven't been doing that, and I think it's really basically because they've been missing. First of all, with this dressing, this convoluted sitting out guys thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, they this was a mess completely of their own creation. They've got nobody to blame for themselves, and not for nothing, but you know what? The NHL, they wanted an emergency call up. The NHL told them to go fuck themselves, and quite frankly, that's what the NHL should have told them. And failure to plan on your part. I'm a buyer. That's my job, and that is my favorite saying as somebody who works as a buyer in purchasing. Failure to plan on your part does not constitute an emergency on mine. It's not the NHL's fault. I mean, why should the NHL bail them out? If they'd have bailed out the Islanders in the same situation, how fucking pissed would we have been? Right? It's bad enough this league continues to bail out the fucking Coyotes year after year after year. Why should they bail the Rangers out? The Rangers created the mess. They've known for a year they were going to take this run at Patrick Kane. They've known this for a year they were going to go after this guy. Plan for it. But they didn't. They kept sitting. They kept Blay on the roster for too long. Kept paying him that money. Sitting, guys sitting and not playing. Guys scratched on the roster instead of sending them down. They made the mess. I'm glad the NHL told them go fuck themselves. That would have been even better if Gary Bettman got on NHL Network at a podium and said, I have a request here from the New York Rangers for an emergency call-up, and my response is, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. And I agree with you. I mean, it was poor planning, and it's affected this stretch. When you got to play 4 defensemen for an entire game. We got spitting chicklets there. Keandre Miller spitting all over the place.
Spitting chicklets.
Whatever. I mean, it's 3 games. Screwing everything up. Ryan Lindgren gets hurt. These are big losses
Exactly.
on the line. I don't know why Ranger fans think these guys are replaceable. Now you got to play Nico Mikkola. What's his name? Mikkola.
Yeah. 25 minutes a night for this is not a guy you want to play 25 minutes a night.
This guy's a stooge.
He's a 6th defenseman.
And listen, I like Ben Harper to a degree.
Not 29 minutes of Ben
Not
Harper,
29
who couldn't even crack this lineup 2 weeks ago. This guy wasn't even good enough to be in the lineup. Now he's a top 4 defenseman all of a sudden, playing 29 minutes a night. I mean,
so the Rangers are basically playing like a handicap match in wrestling. What it is. That's what it comes down to.
Right.
You're playing the Boston Bruins, who are a juggernaut of epic proportions, and you don't have Lindgren. You don't have
Keandre
Miller. You don't have your first pairing defenseman. You don't have your second pairing defenseman.
And you don't have a complete 4th line.
Exactly.
And if you can't roll 4 lines against Boston, you ain't beating them. Because that team is stacked, and they will pound you with 4 lines. And they just keep coming. And not for nothing, the Rangers, I thought, in that game on Saturday, I thought they hung in there.
They did.
For a long time, they hung in that game. And what was it, 2-1 going into the 3rd period, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
2-1 going into the 3rd period. They hung in there. Lafreniere. I mean, all of a sudden, Lafreniere is the only guy that scores. He gets 2 goals in this game. And, another afternoon game before 3 o'clock, and they are fucked before 3 o'clock.
Exactly.
I don't know if this team's dancing the night away at Studio 54 until 4 in the morning or what, but anything before 3 o'clock, this team just does not function well. That's why the viewing party, it's a 5 o'clock game. It's right in our wheelhouse. We'll be fine.
Yeah, we're good.
5
at 5
o'clock.
I mean, the way the Bruins are rolling, I thought the Rangers accorded themselves pretty well in the
They did.
speak of Dave Maloney. I mean, they lost the game. Boo-hoo, move on. They're a juggernaut. We're not. We're missing guys.
That game was 2-1 until the 7-minute mark of the third period. I mean, you can't ask for any more than that. Not against Boston.
Oh, we're not as good as Boston.
And it's panic time. Now, are the babies right? I think they are right to an extent, but it's not the reason the Rangers are losing. Is because Panarin is obsessed with setting up Patrick Kane and making bad, horrible, poor decisions. Do the Rangers look like matadors just letting people into their zone? Yes.
Matadors. I had to grab a water.
Woo! Come on in.
Ole!
Ole! Ole! Ole! Ole! Ole! Yes, they do. Again, no Keandre Miller. No Ryan Lindgren.
Yeah, and you're right. You know, Panarin is trying to force the puck to Kane. They got to let it. They just got to let it come back organically. It'll be there.
They did the same thing with Tarasenko too. They tried to be too cute. Just let him do what he's gonna do. Don't try to make him welcome to New York. Don't give him that package. Just give him just another guy on the team package.
All I'm going to say here's what I'm going to say about the Rangers, and this will stand for a long time. The coach that actually comes in and when he's hired says that he's going to preach North-South hockey and then actually gets that as a result is going to be my hero. Because I heard it from from AV, I heard it from David Quinn, and I heard it from Gallant, and this team is just sunrise to sunset all game long. East-west, east-west. Bad passes across the neutral zone, bad passes across the offensive zone that never connect. Constantly just trying to set somebody up for that one-timer.
Listen, it's hard to argue on the
I haven't won since I got rid of Julien Gauthier.
Well, I think that's the reason.
Nobody's going to the net now because Gauthier's gone.
Yeah, it's just it's just a bump.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just a bump.
You can't play Boston shorthanded and expect to win.
No.
Get our guys back. They got playing Montreal. Montreal's if they lose to Montreal,
then get worried.
Then you could get a little upset, a little bit. If they lose to Montreal with a full roster, I don't even care if Johnny Brodzinski's part of it. But Montreal stinks.
Well, they're bad. And now Justin brought up
they've been playing a little better than they were early in the season, but they've still lost 3 in a row, I think. Early in the season, they were historically bad. Like, I remember thinking this might be the worst Montreal team of my lifetime.
Well, Justin had mentioned it also about that the Rangers should have gotten grittier at the deadline and not gone for another offensive guy. That they should have got a Tanner Jeannot, who cost
5 picks.
I mean, do people realize what this is? They got Patrick Kane for nothing. What are you going to say? No? Nah, we'll pass. And then you would have heard, Drury sucks. How did you not get Kane? He went to the Islanders for Bruno Gervais and a 7th rounder. I mean, we couldn't pay that. I mean, listen, the Rangers' problem in the play. You're trying to tell me this team is grittier than the other team, less grittier than what we went into the playoffs last year with? But everybody's worried about the big bad Bruins. Let the Rangers get out of their own division first.
Gotta get out of the first round. Gotta get off the Devils.
Yeah, well, Devils or Carolina, because the Devils
may pass Carolina.
May pass Carolina.
They're 2
That
points
horrible,
behind them right now.
disgusting coach, Lindy Ruff, who couldn't even coach the Rangers defense, somehow was, 1 point behind the Hurricanes? The Caniacs? So, I've been disgusted, Jim. I've been disgusted with the babies. The babies have been getting to me. I can't take it. They are so spoiled. The Rangers were what were they on, a 7-game winning streak like 2 weeks ago? And everything.
Yeah.
Everybody's horrible now. The coach is horrible. The GM's horrible. This happens during the season. You don't win every game. They've been playing shorthanded. You don't think Ryan Lindgren is an important component of this team? You want to talk about grit? I mean, this guy is sandpaper and personified back there. Now, Keandre Miller was having, he had a little rough stretch before he spat. But he's a solid number 2 guy. He's having career numbers this year. He's got 6 or 7 goals, 20 assists, whatever he's got. And he sure as shit is like 5 levels better than the other 2, defensemen you're putting out there. So I don't understand what those people watch this. You still got a goalie, in my opinion, Shesterkin, who is he's average. So I feel like they're pointing the finger at the wrong thing. And the problem with the Rangers last year was they couldn't score in the playoffs. So let these guys work it out the last 20 games and figure it out. And, we'll see where it goes. But I'm preaching to the babies when we don't really have the babies here.
Right.
But I get frustrated at the stupidity. That's one thing about social media. I used to think Ranger fans were smart. There's a whole fucking contingent out there that are a bunch of dummies.
Oh, absolutely. That's every fan base.
I think it's worse. I think it's worse.
Ranger fans
when the Rangers
fans are worse than others.
I feel people are entitled. They need to be emotionally cuddled and coddled after that. If we lose a fight or we have to get a goon in there, we got to get tougher. If Jacob Trouba doesn't throw a devastating hit, he's letting down the team. If one of our guys gets run over, we have to send a fucking sports psychologist over their house or something to help them out through the tough times that we're getting run rough shackled, and then we got to make a knee-jerk reaction and maybe get Ryan Reeves back or something. I mean, I don't get it. You know what? Sean McCask's bringing up Steve Vagistat there, the Valaket. I think he's actively rooting against the Rangers. Now, you have claimed that Joe Micheletti hates the Rangers. I'm claiming that Steve Vagistat hates the Rangers. All he does is talk about, stats about the Rangers' shortcomings. I think he's got Henrik envy. I think I feel like he's probably reading Sean's tweets about him.
I don't think Valaket hates the Rangers.
He does. He's disagreeing with Sam and Joe. You don't mess with my Sammy.
That's our job.
Yes, yeah. I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, they haven't won in a while. What, 1 year? They win 2 Stanley Cups in a row, and then Avalanche won. The Tenors, okay, but I'm not paying that price.
This fan base would have went Vesuvius if the Rangers gave up 5 of these precious draft picks.
Oh, Chef, you're right too. That chicken parm. Oh my God! I finally see it. He is so anti-Ranger.
No, you didn't want to hear it last year in the playoffs.
I didn't. I gotta tell you, sometimes I'm slow on the uptake. Again, when the Rangers are losing, it's amplified for me. So, anyway,
I do have to give, while we're talking about the shortcomings of this fan base, I do have to mention that they did go a little viral by their turnout in Philadelphia for that awful game the other night against the Flyers. That place was loud with Ranger fans.
Oh, yeah.
Booing D'Angelo. You could hear the Igor chants. You could hear the Let's Go Rangers chants. Sam mentioned it about 6 times.
Can I ask you a
And
question?
at the end, when the Rangers won that game and skated off the ice, the place was going crazy.
Oh, yeah, that was an invasion.
Tarasenko in overtime. That was a terrible game, though. Terrible. Oh, awful. Awful. Played like shit in that game.
Yeah. Yes, a lot of people thought that Kane was going to be there. So here's the deal.
Well, yeah, Chris, I was waiting. I had the tickets ready to go. I was just waiting for them to say when he was going to make his debut, and we were going to make the trip. But then they said he wasn't going to play until the Ottawa game, so we held on. I saved $300 in cap space, as I said.
And I've got to inform the Ranger. I was never a fan of Tony DeAngelo.
Yeah.
I was never a fan, but I got to tell you, let it go. You look foolish booing him every time. Just let it go. Because if you didn't care about him, then you just let it go.
Shouldn't they let go of Potvin first?
Both of them did nothing. I mean, other than really, in my opinion, both of them did nothing to hurt. I mean, I know Sean's working on a new book. I think it's like top 50 or top 100 Ranger villains of all time.
If Glenn Sather's not first, the book is invalid.
It does throw him off. I will agree with Sean that with TDA it seems to bother him.
I think it does. Because we know he's thin-skinned. He's a hothead. He's irrational. Glenn Sather's the number 1 all-time Ranger villain.
I don't know. I would put Dave Brown up there for his on-ice antics. He would definitely be.
He could be number 2.
Yeah, he'd be in my top 10.
He's number 2
for the hits on Thomas Sandstrom alone.
Right.
You got to put the Bruins when they went up in a crowd. I think they make the villains definitely make the top 10.
John Druce would have to be up there, right?
John Druce with his still PTS from that. PTSD rather. So getting back to it, the Rangers, it's going to take a while for this locker room to be cohesive. Right now, it's very disjointed, and it's very disjointed on the ice. And you're going to have to deal with it, babies. I'm telling you the truth. Me and Jim are just here to tell you how to get through it. Now, if you want to go to if you want to go to some other show like the Fumigators, you can go to that show.
Is that my cue?
Yeah. Let's take a live look in at the Fumigators.
Blah, 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 blah. 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 Blah, 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 blah.
It didn't come up in the window. I think so.
It didn't?
I didn't see it.
It's on screen.
Okay, maybe it was just me.
Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah.
Did anybody see that?
Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah.
Okay, for some reason I couldn't see it, but my wife said yes.
I wonder why you can't see it.
Don't worry about it. Faguzzi, that's right.
Faguzzi.
Paulie Faguzzi, you can't see.
Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah,
I
blah,
can't
blah,
see.
blah.
Just going off. That's our competition, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. These guys are just
All night long, baby. All night long.
Isn't that a Joe Wall song? All night long.
Lionel Richie.
What?
I gotta
All
warn
night
everybody. The
long.
Folly erupted like a volcano last night, so I got my buckets of water. I got the water hoses out. I might have to wet them down a little. Blah, 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 blah. 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 Blah, 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 blah.
I think there's a song in there with that blah, blah, blah. It has kind of like a...
like blah 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 da, blah blah da, blah 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 da, blah blah blah. This. What is that? What's the name of it? What's that song called?
Tom's Diner.
Like Tom's Diner. Blah 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 da, blah blah da, blah 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 da, blah blah da. Here is Paulie eating peanuts. He's just sitting so fagoozy. But you gotta watch that Kotze, because he really is a doozy. Blah, 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 blah.
Kotze, pay your light bill.
Chris Canciopoulos.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Why is he sitting in the dark?
Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah.
Now, that's the studio we were waiting for Paulie Caduzzi. What's Kotze cooking? What is he? He's making a sauce down there?
Blah, 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 blah.
I don't know if he's cooking anything. Oh my God. Oh man. So
that's pretty funny.
I mean, let's just settle down right now.
You remember the night Paulie called into the show and we just kept playing all those clips for him? And he goes, "It's nice to know you guys are editing my show." And I said, "Well, somebody should." The last time, I think that might have been the last time he ever called in. All we did was play his clips over him while he's talking, and we're just playing all his clips.
Well, listen, these guys, they're doing the best they can, these guys.
I wish them $1 million.
I wish them $1 million. Elio's pizza and meth. Oh, you guys are too much. All right, so I'm just like, hold the phone. Can we not overreact yet? I mean, let these guys, and I think some of the points are valid. Panarin, the whole team is fixated on Kane now. He's everybody's hero. He's
Oh yeah, can we
hero.
stop with that? Can we
Yeah.
stop with that?
Well, you know what?
Oh,
He's
he's
not
like-
my hero until he scores some goals.
Right. Right.
I'm a results-oriented fan. That's what I am.
A results-oriented fan.
I think we all are, aren't we?
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, unless the guy's a heart and soul guy. Like, I'm not looking at Ryan Lindgren's stats and saying, wow, he hasn't scored in a year and a half. Let's get rid of this bum. No, I'm saying I know what he is. He's blood and guts.
Oh,
But
he's
for
my
the most
favorite
part-
player growing up. Well, right now, he's not your favorite player. He's your teammate with no goals.
Right. I'm results oriented. So when Tarasenko was struggling, I said, we got him for the playoffs. That's all I care about. He's starting to play better now, but still, if he does shit in the playoffs, goodbye. Get out of here, you bum.
Right.
Same thing with Kane.
Can you
Why
believe
you think Well, go
and
ahead.
speaking of Kane, somebody posted the comment, and I put it up there for a second, but then we started talking about something else. MSG, they sold out of Kane jerseys. His first night. You buying a Kane jersey? You spending your hard-earned money? You spending your hard-earned money on a Kane jersey? Right? I mean, this guy's not gonna be here in October, right?
No.
You spending $300 on something you wear for 2 months?
They keep telling me in this country that inflation, there's no money to be had. And people are fucking spending $200 and change to get a Patrick Kane jersey. What? Are they put it on the card? I'm going to sound like my dad here. It's the credit cards. They ruin this country.
It's a credit card. Yeah.
Just throw it on the card.
Right.
I mean,
is it when they win the cup, it'll be worth it? Oh, I guess. All right. Well, then they better win the cup. But then I hope. Otherwise, it's, they go out in the first round. That's an awful expensive piece of ass.
Yeah. I mean, at least get something for the money.
They don't give you jersey insurance at the Garden.
Nah,
I doubt it.
It's
I mean,
ridiculous.
I know Fanatics does that, but I don't think the Garden does that.
I don't even understand the psychology of getting a Patrick Kane jersey on the first night.
I'll tell you what it is.
What
know
is
it is? It's all about being the first one on social media with your picture with that Kane jersey.
Go fuck yourself if you like that.
Telling you. Let me get that jersey. Let me get my picture up.
Is that a Ranger fan? I'm going to question that guy's person's Ranger fan. I can't say guy because so I'm just like,
I might agree with that, Rock.
Yeah. I mean,
if they're out in the first round, I'm going to want them gone.
Everything's on the table with this team. They never get through a contract with a coach. So, I mean,
Right. It's still paying Shockey Talbot.
Oh, Christopher's only calling for the Jersey retirement night. It may come sooner than that. Maybe 2024.
Hey, it is true. They win a cup, and this guy is a Ranger legend for the rest of his life. Absolutely.
But why can't I buy the jersey then? Why do I got to buy it the first game? Because of social media? Because I got to have my pick?
Get your picture on.
Look what this
Gotta be
came
first.
in. Just
Gotta
got
be
it.
first. Got to be first. Gotta be
84
first.
likes. Now you're stuck with that shitty jersey if it doesn't pan out for the rest of your life. I mean, imagine we did this back in the day, me and you, Jim. I got a Tim Kerr fucking jersey.
I got a Blaine Stoughton upstairs.
We got a Blaine Stoughton jersey. A Mike
Who was
Rogers jersey, which I wouldn't mind having, but
Rogers, that would be a good jersey to have. He was a good Ranger.
Well, what about
who's the guy Wolf Paymont? There you go. There's one.
But But even like the fucking Rangers who won the Stanley Cup, I wouldn't wear a Brian Noonan fucking jersey.
Oh, I would.
I wouldn't wear that.
I'd wear anybody's jersey from that team. Oh, you win the cup, of course. Sure.
Come
on, you're not going to wear an Eddie Olczyk jersey?
No, I would not wear him after my experience with him. I wear my McDonough sweater at every freaking viewing.
You're not wearing a Peter Anderson jersey?
Jay Wells, who iced the puck 65 times in Game 7.
Jay Wells?
Yari Curry. Never.
Curry. There you go.
He's a villain, too. He left the Rangers to sign for like 100,000 more with the Kings. Get the fuck out of here. What happened with Eddie? What, with Noonan? I don't know. I wasn't a big Brian Noonan fan. What could I tell you? I think that's just foolish. And I did see people post that on social media, 88 with the Kings. I respect you for having a Peter Pruka.
Brian McClellan. That I was trying.
Brian McClellan.
Another evolving door to the Espo years.
Yeah.
Anybody that won the cup, I'd wear their jersey. They won it. As far as I'm concerned, hey, I got one cup in my life. Every one of those players is special. Right down to my, even those black aces.
Oh, with Eddie O. Yeah, I saw him after a Ranger Islander game. The Rangers beat the Islanders at the Mausoleum. He had done the national game. I see him downstairs. I say, hey, thanks for 1994, Eddie. And he goes, not so loud. Really, this isn't the place to talk about it because it was at the Mausoleum. I'm like, you should be shouting from the rooftops.
Right.
I heard 1940 almost put me in the mental hospital. So much from these idiots. And I got to be quiet about it when I'm thanking you? Go scratch your ass. You better be proud. You won a fucking Stanley Cup. You did shit in it. We traded Ty Domi, the beloved Ty Domi at the time, to get your ass. Ty Domi was a god when he was a Ranger.
God?
He was. He was a fighting god. He fought Probert twice. I mean, his epic battles. Probably the toughest pound-per-pound Ranger that ever played the game. He'd fight you with his right hand and then boom with the left and knock you right out.
Tougher
right
than
out to Queer Street. Can you say that nowadays?
Tougher than Nick Fotiu?
Yeah, Fotiu was all this.
Tougher than Barry Beck? Tougher than Barry Beck?
Beck was a lunatic, but pound for pound, I mean, if you look at let's go to the videotape like Warner Wolf. You watch Barry Beck fights, it's Huggy Bear action and sucker punch action. Rick Chartraw, as Bill Chadwick used to call him. I was like, Beck really laid him out. It's a sucker punch. I love Barry Beck. Pound for pound, toughest guy to ever play. I mean, physically, great defenseman. As a fighter, I mean, he was a borderline lunatic. He didn't care about the rules. He was a guy who was third man in. He didn't care. He's protecting teammates. Can't say anything bad about Barry Beck as far as the fisticuffs go. Yeah, he was a much better player than Ty Domi. I mean, light years. But as a fighter, I remember the wars he used to have with who was that Islander, the defenseman there? What the fuck was that guy's name? I forget it. He had long hair in the back. He was a former King. Can't think of this guy's name.
I can't remember.
Because maybe somebody else can remember him. The Islander defenseman. Well, they had some battles. Baumgartner. Thank you, Andrew.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, about this one.
What am I looking at here? Domi fighting Ken
And
Danico?
Domi.
Yeah, we don't know if Danico is drunk at this point.
So a couple of guys who like to throw with the lefts. Danico is real strong. Danico using the reach. He's got the longer arms. Say this much.
Oh, God.
Domi lands a pretty good one. And Danico landing lots of good ones. Is the fact that Danico trying here to do something for his team to get them going, Sam. They've done nothing in this game. Oh, boy. Domi coming back. Some haymakers.
I love that word, haymaker.
It's almost like Chris Nyland style.
Yeah.
Come back late.
Yeah.
That one was nasty.
I think Danico won that one, though, don't you?
Well, I'll tell you one Danico didn't win when Manny Malhotra knocked them out.
Now 3-3 game.
Quite a turnaround. Brindamore moving away from Randy Gillen. A whistle behind
Randy Gillen. Oh,
and Cronin.
Cronin's been very aggressive in the second period when he's
There
had
you
a chance
go.
to play.
Bye-bye.
And I think Ty Domi watched that from the bench. Domi and Cronin with Grace Campanello still.
Cronin the barbarian.
Rangers scored 2 goals in a span of 15
Oh, the 90s.
seconds.
What a
the Flyers
what an
come back with 2 goals in a span.
All right.
Competent announcers, the whole bit.
I mean, you know.
Fun.
People love it. And then Gary Bettman put his fingers in it and ripped it all apart and made it a fucking shit game. That you can't find to watch. So where was I? What was it talking about? Where was I was talking about? We got the Domi somehow. I forgot how we got here.
Rentals.
Rentals. So let's hold off on buying the jerseys. Unless they're like those $15 from China there. They're from China. Buy those. If you want, even that's stupid. Don't waste any money. Yeah. So, and then now I was telling Jim before the show. This kid line, this Boys to Men, this the Young Bucks, whatever these idiots are calling them for this week. How come these 3 guys can't get going at once? Now I got Pasty and Pale and Pasty Kako. He's invisible.
Pasty.
Filipino's been on 19 goals for over a baker's dozen.
But now,
I don't
for
know
years,
if this
he
guy's going to get to 20.
He'll
He
get
gets
to
a lot.
20.
Well, he gets a lot of opportunities. He doesn't put the puck in the net. Again, I have absolved Filipino because of his playoff performance last year. Again, I'm in a results-oriented business.
Right.
Now Laffy's hot.
You
Laffy
haven't
had
called
like
him
5
Philip
goals
Brittle
in the
all
All-Star
year.
break. What?
You haven't called him Philip Brittle all year.
I know. I've been nice. Haven't seen it all, Matt. He asked me about AEW Revolution. I haven't seen it all. Like, so far, not impressed. That's kind of a random question to ask me during while I'm doing a hockey rant, but yes. And then now Laffy, what is splits at the All-Star break? Can you give me those? He must have like 6 goals. Now he's got what, 15? What's he got now?
13, isn't it? Hang on, I'll look it up.
All right. Maybe I'm
I'll
a
give you
little,
what let me 13 goals, 18 assists. That's as of today.
It's not thrilling me, but
let's see. When was the
it revolted against good wrestling, Sean.
When was the All-Star game? The end of January?
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I think it was the end of January. He's got 4, 5. He's got 7 goals since the All-Star break. I think the All-Star break was the end of January. It looks like it from the gap in the schedule. Pretty sure that's when it was.
Well, I certainly think, but I would like to see, and I don't know they're only the third line. They don't play major minutes. But I just don't understand why they can't just alternate games playing good. Why does one guy got to be good and then the rest of them are invisible? Now, you had a problem. No, you didn't have a problem. The two games. How many games did they play since our last show?
Since our last big show, 3 games. Flyers, Ottawa, Boston.
Man, I got to tell you that Ottawa game. Did we do the post game for the Ottawa game, or we did the?
Yeah, we did the recap together for the.
Yeah,
Patreon
we did the
group.
recap. I got to say,
Derek Brassard night, 2 goals.
Yeah, another one. Oh, Joe.
Oh, his 1000th game, Joe.
Joe.
What a good guy.
I got to tell you, that Brady Tkachuk is starting to really piss me off, too. He's one of those guys that you hate his face. You hate the reactions he is. I mean, listen, I understand he's all happy as fucking as a clam, but he's becoming a thorn in our side. So.
Cam Talbot net.
Yeah, and meanwhile, he's a fish. Every other game, I had to drop him in fantasy. It was so bad.
Well, that turned his season around. Once he heard him a joke. Oh, Joe. There's one point in the game. There's zone. Rangers are peppering Talbot, right? And I think they were trying to tie the game up. And history of Ottawa draft picks. Who they picked 2nd round, 3rd round, 2 years ago, this one, that. So ridiculous. Anyway, yeah, but they love that Tim Stutzel.
I mean, they can't stop. They can't help themselves.
You're absolutely right, Neg Type.
Neg Type, you're 100% correctamundo. You just got to stop with this comeback from behind shit. You give up goals in bunches early. Can't do it. You know, you just can't do it.
Absolutely right.
And, you know, again, it didn't work so good with the holding pattern, with the, you know, with the injuries and the sitting out. And that's on Drury, the sitting out guys, and not, like you said, Jim, they knew this was coming.
Right.
They couldn't have made
to be ready for this.
I mean, they couldn't find a cap analyst in fucking New York that could work with money. I mean, fucking Wall Street is right down the fucking block.
No, you're absolutely right.
It made them look a little bit Bush League. Let's face it. They're begging the NHL to, you know, they're trying to get away with stuff. Wasn't a good look, but I don't really care in the long run. They got Kane. Let's see what happens. What are you going to... I just can't see you crucifying Drury for getting the best of it. You know, I don't know if Rock is here. I know Rock said, well, isn't it kind of get redundant getting Kane? You know, we got Tarasenko, so it's kind of redundant to get another offensive guy. To me, their problem was getting a fucking goal in the playoffs, and as well as trying to keep the other team under 50 shots. You know, so to me, if you got a chance to get to Patrick Kane, he's not as old as people. See, Ranger fans could just not forget about the past. It's time to move on.org. I know they got Guy Lafleur. I know they got him after he retired for 2 years and he came back. I know they got Marcel Dion when it was all over. I mean, the only guy that went out the door with productivity was Wayne Gretzky, who still managed, as I said when we interviewed Wayne, anybody who gets whatever amount of assists he had that year with Bill Berg as his line mate, I knew you were great then. That's what I told him.
Right.
But the thing is, I seen it. When they got then they get Tom Pody at the deadline one year, and that was going to be a big. Yes, there are some home runs, but I'm pretty sure Tom Pody was a deadline acquisition.
Yeah, that was a sell-off. Yeah,
yeah, and they were going to. He was going to lead us to the promised land, and never happened. And he wasn't an older player at the time. He just did not live up to expectations, and forever will be.
Not here.
Be in the Ranger, maybe in the Ranger villain, along with every, But we know all the old guys they got. We know it, but Patrick Kane is still a talented hockey player. Who the fuck you want to see out there? Nobody. You didn't want to see Kravtsov out there. I didn't want to see Kravtsov out there. Oh, I got Patrick Kane instead. Well, hey, let's roll the dice. So that's the way I'm looking at it. And there have been some, and people are mentioning it. Martin St. Louis was a great Steve Larmer. Now, I would wear a Steve Larmer jersey. That guy was legit.
Not a deadline pickup, though.
No, didn't we trade for him?
Yeah, but not at the deadline.
Right.
He was early in the season. I'm looking it up. November 2nd, 1993. He was part of a 3-team deal. Traded by the Hartford Whalers with 6th-round pick Nick Kyprios and Barry Richter to the New York Rangers for James Patrick and Darren Turcotte.
Yep. You guys are on in the chat room. And I got to say, Robert Schmidt, he makes a good. We still have a 1st-round pick this year. So what is all the fuss about? That Kane has ruined the magical Ranger chemistry that they haven't had for the last 9 games or the 8 games or whatever? Just shut up, babies. Shut up, baby.
Again, like we said last week, just to repeat what Rob Coppola said, Tanner Jeannot and Patrick Kane were traded at the trade deadline. Which one do you think was traded for 5 picks and which one was traded for 2?
Let them get adjusted. Now, let me ask you this, Jim, since you obviously want Gerard Gallant fired. I mean, that's been plainly said on this program.
Right. Beating the drum to fire him.
How much responsibility goes on the coach for saying, hey, numbnuts? Or if he gets a Russian interpreter to say it, hey, numbnuts, niet on those passes. Can you approach a player like Panarin, who is a skill-oriented guy, and say, listen, keep it simple? Or is that because you're paying the guy $11 million, whatever you're paying the guy, kind of off limits?
I don't think anybody should be off limits. Players play, coaches coach. It's not the NBA.
You
it's
would
not
think
the NBA.
You would think everybody's on an equal playing field as far as being coached. But I'm not so sure when the guys that make the big fish nagels. I don't know.
You think there's different rules?
They handle them with more kid gloves. I mean, what do you guys think? I feel like Panarin is one of those. He's a little bit of a diva. Maybe I'm totally wrong about it. I don't know. Maybe I'm not.
Think so?
I don't know. I think he would not respond positively.
Sit his ass down. We want to win a cup.
You know, I mean,
You're
I'm not saying
you're either with us or you're against us.
I'm not saying Panarin. I mean, we're certainly much better with Panarin in the lineup. There's no doubt about it. And I know he took some heat in last year's playoffs, but hey, he scored a Game 7 goal to get us to the next round. I mean, he's not your prototypical playoff player so far in his career. And people are now, bread gets paid the most. The chef says he needs to do the most. Okay. It's good to see everybody. People are. So, do you put any? If that were the case, say it comes out that, and has been, Panarin says he doesn't listen to the coach. It's come out a couple times. Do you think? I don't know. I mean, do you think that's a coach's responsibility to say, "Listen"? I mean, because it doesn't seem like the message is getting through. Other than Frankie the Rifle Vetrano, who shot at every opportunity he could get. And other than Mika Zibanejad, who was a power play god, doing that one-timer and shooting. Right. But he's also culpable in this pass, I want to be your best friend mentality, get you the goal.
Right.
Which permeates the Rangers lineup. I've never seen a team historically so close, they want to see other people score, but be so inept at winning any kind of championship. They're tight as thieves. They want everybody we all want to be happy, but we don't want to win a cup.
Right. Right. Braden Schneider does shoot the puck a lot.
Yeah, but do you really want? I mean, it's not like he's freaking Ally Afraidy back there. I mean, he's not.
We don't want him leading the team in shots. No.
Yeah, it's like Mark Stahl slap shots. I mean, you know. But I mean, I like the mentality.
Yeah. Did you see Cooper benched the Stamkos line the other day? Saturday's game. He benched Stamkos, Braden Point. He's only got 39 goals. And Kucherov benched all three of them in the third period on Saturday. And then they came out and laid an absolute egg against Carolina on Sunday. I thought, Sunday had nothing to do. Jen was sleeping. She had worked. I'm like, I'm gonna just sit. I'm gonna watch this Carolina Tampa game. It's gonna be a great game. 6-0 Tampa. Such a horrible game. Tampa had 4 shots on goal at the end of the second period. 4 shots on goal. Speaking of coaches, you see the Rangers' former coach. You see him go off on the refs and get thrown out of the game the other night.
Oh yes, I saw that.
Did you see the video?
I didn't see the video. I saw that David Quinn went, what do they say? I guess ballistic on the refs. And let's face it, the refs have always sucked. They've even sucked since they're worse since they went 2-man. And there's a reason they don't have the names on their jerseys. They don't even want to be noticed for their ridiculous. So this is the clip here?
Yeah.
All right. Wow, he looks mad. Cumberbatch looks mad here.
Coach Quinn not happy at all.
So this puts Washington on their third power play of the afternoon.
He just kicked him out of the game here.
You suck.
David Quinn.
You fucking suck.
And they'd had some words earlier over the Logan Couture missed high stick in the mouth from Dowd off the faceoff. And that's it for David Quinn. He's been ejected.
He's had enough. He's absolutely had enough, David Quinn, as we can see here. He keeps his cool. I haven't seen him blow a top all season long.
No, this is the first time. Yep. So the Sharks head coach will
Greg
head to the dressing room. David Quinn, his first.
Wow.
Yelling at
Who
I
was
think
the ref?
Dwyer was the referee.
Who?
Dwyer. Yeah, so he was working solo as the lone referee in a 3-man officiating crew.
Wow.
I love it. I love seeing it.
He was really giving it to him.
It's great. Fuck the refs. They're terrible. They're incompetent. Every one of them. They're incompetent.
It's been epic how bad they've been this year.
They're incompetent.
Just so I think that's all I really wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, I think Jim's right when he said if they lose to the Montreal, then we got to have a talk.
Right. Then we gotta have a sit down.
We're gonna sit down.
We're gonna sit outside Satriali's and we're gonna talk about all of this.
Right. So
listen, we got Montreal, we got Buffalo, and then we're gonna see a lot of the Penguins the next 10 days. 3 times the Rangers play the Penguins.
Well, this has. Well, I certainly want the Rangers to win, but the Penguins are behind the Islanders.
Yes.
Now, I know the Islanders have like 2 or 3 games up on pretty much everybody. I think there's one team, I think it's Ottawa, they might be tied with. I don't want the Islanders to make the playoffs. No. I'm really rooting for that. But whatever happens.
Right.
Certainly not going to want
the Rangers played Pittsburgh. They played them Sunday, and then they played them Thursday and Saturday, both games at Madison Square Garden. I can't remember playing the same team 2 games in a row during the regular season, obviously. I don't remember that happening in a while. Do you?
No.
And then playing them 3 times in 6 days? 7 days?
That's another thing. Can we all agree that the schedule, the crackhead that came up with this schedule this year, it's been abysmal.
Guess which team in the NHL is playing the most back-to-back games this season? Would you like to take a guess? Would you like to take a guess? I'll give you, as Ed Norton would say, I'll give you 3 choices and the first 2 don't count.
Agendas, my friend. The New York Rangers.
You are correct, sir. 16 back-to-backs, if I remember correctly. The chart that was floating around, I think it was on Twitter. 16. Guess here. Let's see how good you do here. Guess which 2 teams had the least amount of back-to-backs this season?
The Penguins?
No.
Colorado, the Avalanche?
No.
I don't know. I don't know.
Let's think about the last 5 years. Who are the NHL's darlings these last couple of years now?
I don't know. I haven't really been paying attention to who the darlings are. Edmonton?
The Knights are one of them.
Okay.
And the Kraken.
The expansion. Even though Vegas has been there for a while, but apparently
Not Arizona. Arizona should just play all 81 of their games the first 2 months of the season and get it over with.
Wow. Favoritism with the new blood.
So, make of that what you will. And yes, the Rangers still have 4 back-to-backs left.
You'll be reading that in Larry Brooks's column tomorrow about the Rangers having the most back-to-backs and how that. But the schedule's been terrible with the bye weeks. We were done with the Islanders after a week of the season. Like, there's no drama. Aren't we done with the Islanders? We played them 3 times or some shit. That's a joke. It's an absolute joke. I'm telling you, I don't know who is making this schedule. It must be the same guys putting the All-Star game festivities.
And starting with the Thursday night game against Montreal, the Rangers are going to play 13 games in
14 nights,
22 days.
Wonderful, because the playoffs really are on a grind. The playoffs really are on a grind, Jim.
There's a lot of hockey down the stretch.
Ah, come on.
Still 4 back-to-backs to come.
I'm walking off the fucking stage.
He's going to do a Chris Rock. Don't fight in front of white people. And drop the mic and off he goes.
I'm doing what my parents told me. Don't fight in front of white
people. The Chris Rock special on Netflix, if you haven't seen it, fantastic. Hysterically funny.
I thought it was good.
I thought it was I thought especially the first half of it and the whole Will Smith thing. I thought it got a little, it was still funny, but not like uproariously funny. But
yeah,
I thought that the first half hour of it was great, just phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, you're going to get a lot of laughs out of it, especially, the older and crankier you are about what's going on in society.
Hard to believe that Chris Rock is approaching 60.
I know. It's true. It's true.
When he starts talking about Will Smith and he said, I watched Emancipation and rooted for Massa.
Oh, yes. That was funny. You missed the spot, Massa.
Beat him again. Oh, it's fantastic.
All right.
I highly recommend the Chris Rock special.
Yes,
very,
definitely.
very
You got the Netflix. You got that. Your kind of cup of tea.
Right. Very funny.
All right. That's it, Robin. That's all I got.
That's all you got? All right.
Who do the Rangers? I always end this up. Who the Rangers got upcoming?
Thursday night, the Montreal Canadiens. Saturday, we will see you at McHale's. I agree, Jen. I agree, honey. When he talked about the abortion part, it got a little weird, but that's to be expected. Saturday, viewing party, McHale's, 5 p.m. The game starts. Rangers taking on Buffalo. Somebody is going home with an authentic Adam Fox jersey. We will not be deterred by the weather. It's supposed to rain. We'll be fine. Bring an umbrella. It'll be a great day in the city. We're going to have a blast. I am bringing a party of 7. We're taking 2 cars. We're coming in 2 cars to this thing.
Wow, that's amazing.
We've got the Catronis are coming. This is your one opportunity to meet the great Joe Catroni and his wonderful wife, Susan. 13 years we've been doing these viewing parties. They have tried to make them, and finally it's all coming together. John Martino's going to be there. He's never been to a viewing party. The great Aunt Diane is coming.
Vinny Vasilino will be there.
Vinny Vasilino's coming?
Yes.
Wow. This might be the biggest viewing party we've ever had. I have said that before, but this time I think I really mean it. And we might have 50, 60 people there. We are expecting a lot of first-timers. No, you don't have to wear a mask. Get your ass to McHale's on Saturday. We'll see you then. And then the Rangers come back next week and play. They play Pittsburgh Sunday, so there's a back-to-back. And then they play Washington and then Pittsburgh again twice next week. I don't know about the cutter. Matt Zenobia is coming. Matt Morello is coming.
Wow. From Columbus to Comac, they're going to be there.
Yes, Columbus to Comac. Will there be a cutout? A cutsy cutout? They're asking.
Oh, we still got it. We could bring it.
All right.
Make Vinny carry it. Vinny Vasilino. New York Ranger Crisis Consigliere, as he was known as. And he's never been to a viewing party.
No, that would be great if
be
he makes
prepared
it.
to be scared and entertained.
It's going to be a lot of fun, and we hope to see you there. Eddie, I'm looking forward to seeing you on Saturday, my friend.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you and the whole gang.
The whole brood's going to be there.
It's amazing.
And boyfriends.
We get to meet the boyfriends, Chris.
Well, you met Avery's boyfriend last time. He was at the last one.
Oh, yes.
Danny
All right.
Zuko.
Danny Zuko.
That's what I call him. He's a big Italian kid, so I just call him Danny Zuko.
Well, you love those Italians.
All right, guys. We'll see you Saturday. We love you. Thanks so much for being here. Don't forget, subscribe to the show on YouTube. Click the like. Do all that stuff.
The bell for the notifications, the whole bullshit.
Right. Join the group on Facebook. We love you guys. We'll see you soon. Let's go, Rangers. Let's get this turned around.
Yeah, Saturday. I'll see you, baby.
All right. The megaphone will be there as well.
All right.
All right. Take care. Be good. Good night, everybody.
Bye.